Hi, and thanks for watching. Today in this video, let's talk about integration when it comes to practicing Chinese martial arts, especially the internal styles. I've been saying in the past few videos, I've been talking about the 5 fundamentals or the key concepts. If you're able to grasp these, then your training will be much more effective. And these 5 concepts, they are intention, participation, memorization, repetition, and the last one, integration. Integration, now there's a straightforward part of integration, which is simply taking all the information that you're given and getting it into your muscle memory. This is where the repetition and the memorization comes in, going over things again and again, repeating them, memorizing them, until they become automatic. And then that automatic part of our brain has grasped those, built the right neural pathways, and we can free up our conscious mind to pay attention not to the moves and the sequences, but instead on fine-tuning the corrections so our understanding of the practice is able to become deeper. So there's a straightforward part of integration. It's simply getting things into our muscle memory. There's another broader sense around integration, and it relates to how the Chinese language, specifically the written language works, which is that compared to English, single characters can have a much broader set of meanings to them than English words. And so these multiple meanings can be conveyed all at the same time with a single character. To explain this better, I'm going to use an example. The one example I know, which comes from the practice of Bagua. In Bagua, some of you probably already know, involves walking in a circle as a primary part of the practice. You're walking in a circle, holding various postures, and this is core and central to the training. Now in the 36 and 48 poems of Bagua, sort of the core tenets, a writing that summarizes the key principles and most important points that tie all of Bagua together. In the 8th poem or 8th chapter, they talk about the basins. They talk about a high basin, middle basin, low basin. This character in Chinese is called Pan, and this character is interesting because it has multiple meanings. It's a word that gets used in various martial arts, actually, meaning basin, chamber. Also, it means winding, middle winding, and sometimes a phrase gets applied to some of the Tai Chi routines. The various meanings of this word. The first meaning is a basin, something that is round and shallow and typically needs to be held level. And so by extension, it in martial arts gets referred to the shoulder girdle and the pelvis, because these are areas of the body, not entirely round, but need to be held level in our posture. So the first meaning is referring to how to hold the body and how to keep certain key areas level. A second meaning of Pan is it's by extension, a coil of rope, something that you coil up. And so it refers also to the act of walking in the circle, which is also Pan, because you're walking in a circle. It also is an action, coiling, so you take the rope and you're coiling it up, you're making the circle, you're winding things up. So this winding action, which also refers to the circle walking of Bagua. But the coiling extends to the idea, gets used to describe the way that the roots of a tree penetrate into the ground. And this idea is also part of, gets incorporated into the act of walking the circle. So you can see how there's these multiple layers of meaning that all are integrated into this one action within Bagua. You hold your body upright in a level position, walking in a circle, and in doing so, you're gathering up and creating a structure within the body. And that process creates a coiling down into the ground to provide a stability and a strength that gets drawn up into the body through the training. So it's a very cool word, and of course makes you want to go out and do Bagua circle walking, which you should do. But if you're not doing Bagua, how is this information helpful for you? It means to take the multiple ideas that are held within the tradition and to incorporate all of them into your practice. So especially with the internal martial arts, there's this idea that it's a martial practice. It's also a health practice. It is also a personal development practice, and it's also a cultural practice. And to take one of these and emphasize it at the expense of another means that you are not actually being true to the entire tradition. And as a result, you will end up getting less out of the practice rather than more. So I hope this information is useful for you. Keep practicing, keep training, and take care.